Hello, my dear friends. If you're here today, I want to thank you. You've taken a step, however small, toward taking better care of yourself. That matters. It truly does. Especially as we get older, when every day becomes more precious and every choice we make can ripple through our health in quiet but powerful ways. Today, I want to talk with you about something many of us think about, but often feel powerless against. A word that can stir up fear, uncertainty, and so many questions. That word is cancer. Now, I want to be clear from the start. This conversation is not about fear. It's about understanding, empowerment, knowing the small daily things you can do to tip the odds in your favor. And believe it or not, one of those things might already be sitting in your kitchen. Yes, I'm talking about a vegetable. A humble, green, slightly bitter, slightly crunchy food you've probably eaten many times, broccoli, or as many of us call it in our native tongue, soup lo san. Let's sit together for a while like old friends and talk about this green vegetable and what science is showing us about its surprising role in reducing cancer risk, especially as we grow older, the reality of cancer in older adults. First, let's face the truth. Cancer becomes more common as we age. That's not a myth. It's a biological reality. The older we get, the more chances cells have had to change, to misbehave, to forget how to stop dividing when they should. Our immune systems slow down. Years of inflammation, toxins, and stress leave their marks. It's no surprise then that nearly 60% of all cancer diagnoses occur in people over the age of 65. And yes, that sounds frightening. But let me offer you something hopeful. What we eat matters. Our diet, what we choose to put on our plate every day, can either increase our risk or help protect us. And that brings us back to broccoli. What makes broccoli special? You've probably heard people say broccoli is good for you. But what does that really mean? Broccoli belongs to a family of vegetables called cruciferous vegetables. This family includes cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, kale, and bok choy. But broccoli is one of the most studied members of this group, especially when it comes to cancer prevention. Why? Because broccoli contains a powerful natural compound called sulforaphane. It's not a word you hear every day, but sulforaphane is like a secret agent in your body. A defender, a protector, a signal to your cells to stand up, clean house, and fight off potential trouble. Sulforaphane, the cancer-fighting compound. Let's talk about sulforaphane a bit more. When you cut or chew broccoli, a chemical reaction takes place. The plant releases sulforaphane, which goes to work in your body doing some truly remarkable things. It helps detoxify carcinogens, chemicals that can trigger cancer. It boosts antioxidant defenses, protecting cells from damage. It reduces inflammation, a major driver of many diseases, including cancer. It encourages abnormal cells to self-destruct, a process called apoptosis. It may even slow tumor growth by starving cancer cells of the blood supply they need. Now, I want to be careful here. I'm not saying broccoli will cure cancer. That would be misleading and wrong. But I am saying that there is strong evidence that broccoli, when eaten regularly, can help reduce the risk of several types of cancer, especially colorectal, lung, prostate, and breast cancer. And for older adults, these are some of the most common cancer types we face. Broccoli and colon cancer. A closer look. Let's start with colon cancer, which is particularly relevant as we age. Many studies have found that diets rich in cruciferous vegetables, especially broccoli, are linked to a lower risk of colorectal cancer. Why? Because sulforaphane doesn't just fight cancer cells, it also improves gut health. It supports the lining of your intestines, reduces harmful bacteria, and supports the friendly microbes that keep things running smoothly. And a healthy colon, my friends, is a powerful defense. Even better? Broccoli is also high in fiber, which helps keep waste moving through your system. lowering the chance that harmful substances linger too long in your gut. What about prostate and breast cancer? Now, let's talk briefly about prostate cancer for the gentlemen watching, and breast cancer for the ladies, especially those post-menopause. Broccoli has shown promise in helping regulate hormones thanks to compounds like indole-3-carbinol and DIM, diindolylmethane. These help the body process estrogen and testosterone in healthier ways, possibly reducing hormone-related cancer risks. One long-term study found that men who ate broccoli at least once a week had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who rarely ate it. And women? Regular consumption of broccoli has been associated with lower rates of breast cancer recurrence in several observational studies. Other benefits for aging body's cancer prevention is important, but broccoli offers much more, especially for those of us over 60, rich in fiber, supporting digestion and gut health, packed with vitamins, especially C, K, and folate supports heart health by lowering cholesterol and blood pressure. Good for the eyes, thanks to lutein and zeaxanthin. Supports brain health. Sulforaphane may protect against cognitive decline. It's not a magic bullet, but broccoli works gently on many levels to support a longer, healthier life. How much broccoli should you eat? Now, you might be wondering, how much broccoli do I need to eat to get these benefits? The good news is, you don't need to eat mountains of it. Studies suggest that even 2 to 3 servings per week can make a noticeable difference. That's just one small handful of cooked broccoli every couple of days. Consistency is more important than quantity. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't need to brush for an hour, you just need to do it regularly. Tips to get the most out of broccoli. Here's something many people don't know. How you prepare broccoli affects how much sulforaphane your body absorbs. Let me share a few helpful tips. Lightly steam broccoli for 3 to 4 minutes. This preserves sulforaphane while making the vegetable easier to digest. Don't overcook. Boiling for too long can destroy many of the beneficial compounds. Add mustard powder or raw radish. These contain an enzyme, myrosinase, that boosts sulforaphane production, especially if your broccoli is cooked. Eat it fresh. Frozen broccoli is still good, but fresh varieties tend to have more active compounds. And if you don't enjoy the taste of broccoli, try blending it into soup with carrots and onions or roasting it with olive oil and garlic. It becomes wonderfully sweet and crisp. A story from my practice. Let me tell you about someone I once knew. Mrs. Hahn, a soft-spoken woman in her late 70s, she came to me for general health advice. She was healthy, but she had lost her husband to colon cancer years earlier and wanted to do everything she could to reduce her own risk. She began eating broccoli 3 times a week. Nothing fancy, just lightly steamed with a little sesame oil. It became part of her weekly ritual. A few years later, she told me she had inspired her children and grandchildren to do the same. If I'm going to live long, she said, I want to live well. And she did. That's the quiet power of food. Not loud, not flashy, but steady, gentle, life-giving. Are there any precautions? Broccoli is safe for most people. But as always, a few notes. If you have thyroid issues, especially hypothyroidism, don't eat excessive amounts of raw cruciferous vegetables. Cooked broccoli is generally fine. If you take blood thinners, be aware that broccoli is high in vitamin K, which can affect how your medication works. Talk to your doctor before making big changes to your diet. If broccoli causes gas or bloating, try smaller portions or pair it with ginger or fennel to help digestion. For most older adults, however, broccoli is not just safe, it's beneficial. Final thoughts. So, my dear friends, here's what I want you to take away from today. You don't need to fear aging. You don't need to fear cancer. You don't need to feel helpless, because every meal is a chance to nourish your body, to strengthen your defenses, to care for the vessel that carries you through this beautiful season of life. Broccoli won't make you invincible, but it can help you live with more vitality, more peace of mind, and maybe even more years shared with the people you love. So, add it to your plate. Enjoy it. Share it with someone you care about. Because life after 60 isn't about giving up. It's about living smarter, simpler, and stronger. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your body. Take care of your joy. And as always, be well.